Live. Thank you for joining us for our first installment of Toy Stash Talks. Super excited to have for our first guest this week, absolute legends, Ed of Ed's Retro Geek Out and Ben Baldwin. Just knows everything about turtles. Absolute legend. Thanks for joining us, guys. We appreciate you. How are you doing today?
Muy excelente.
Great. Excelente.
Okay. Is there like an audio issue on your side?
No, I can hear everything, but I think Ed's Retro Geek Out might have a tiny little delay, being as far away as he is, possibly.
I don't
Gotcha.
know.
Okay, hold on just a second.
I don't think it's anything that can be fixed by the interwebs.
Doing fine over here. It's a lovely evening here in Belgium. How are you guys doing? You guys are all located around New York, right?
I'm actually in Wilmington, North Carolina, where the majority or a big part of the first two Turtles movies were filmed.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, we just recently had the April's Farmhouse on-set cinema event. So I live about 25 minutes away from April's Farmhouse from the first movie. And it's still there. After all the hurricanes we get here and everything, it's still there.
But I heard something like they changed some stuff around, like they got new owners and they like repainted stuff, or did I get that wrong?
It's not new owners. The same family has owned that property for over 100 years, and actually Screen Gem Studios has been leasing it for movies, for filming, ever since before the Turtles.
We're just gonna go ahead and cut mine for having audio issues real quick.
Yeah, sorry, we're having like some audio issues for whatever reason in the background, so we're gonna cut one.
We're gonna be right back.
Yeah, we're gonna come right back. I'm sorry. You guys both sound like robots a little bit, like kind of like an echo chamber. So 2 seconds. I'm sorry.
I was actually using my robot voice. I messed it all up.
So were there like any more things filmed around North Carolina? Is this just for like the exterior April house?
Man, a ton of stuff. But to finish about the April's thing, they the same private owner has had that land for a very long time. I think 100, maybe even 150 or plus years. And Screen Gems has been leasing it from them ever since they were actually called Coralco Studios. That's what they were called when the Turtles films, the first Turtles film was being made. So a lot of that stuff you see is either downtown Wilmington, Greenfield Lake, the Greenfield Lake area out here. It's funny when you see Casey and Raph outside the Central Park fence. That was filmed in New York. That was in New York. As soon as they jump the fence and go inside, they're now in Wilmington, North Carolina. That's where the rest of that, the actual fight was filmed.
But where did they film the damn audio clip?
Which one?
Like where he goes like, damn.
Oh, that's a good question. I think that might have been New York. That's way more New Yorky, right? Damn. But a lot of other stuff was filmed here. Actually, part of Iron Man 3 was filmed here recently. They just did the new Halloween Kills out here as well. April's Farmhouse is also from a famous horror movie. I always forget which horror movie because I'm not much of a horror movie guy. But it was actually a famous house in one of the cult classic horror films as well.
One Tree, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or
no, it was something like Amityville, but it wasn't Amityville.
Oh, okay.
But it was something like that. But yeah, Iron Man 3 was filmed here recently as well. Part of it. TV shows like One Tree Hill was filmed here. That's a big United States teeny bopper young adult.
I saw that too back in the day.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's the view for you guys? What's it look like? And is it just where you can't see like either of us?
I can see half of Amanda's face.
Okay.
Now most of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tight.
Yeah, I'm trying here.
I guess I'm just the face of the toy stash. Move over, Chance. I'm asking the questions now.
I mean, to be honest, like, yeah, just
I don't
let's roll.
know what to do. Here, hit start, and then just lean that up on that corner. I mean, I can just ask questions.
Yeah,
It's okay. Me and Ed were already geeking out.
Oh,
yeah.
perfect.
The
We're
aptly
having a
named.
lovely time talking
Don't let me
about all
interrupt.
the movie stuff I need to visit when I come to North Carolina.
You do. You absolutely do, man. Come play Turtles with me.
Oh, I would. I heard you got a rock and roll turtle room, so I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, man.
Alrighty. I think we're good to go now. Oh, and you are good because it's just in the stash already. Just
Yeah,
from
we're live.
other-
Oh, so it did actually
Yeah,
work.
we're good.
Hi,
Don't worry
Throw
about
mine
that.
away. Get out of here, my phone. Okay.
I'll just put my pants back on now. Oh,
Is it that type of meeting?
right?
All right. Well,
Yeah,
we're
there's
talking about nerdy stuff.
No way we're gonna both be on camera here, which is why we had to use the
Hi.
phone. Had to do with like the scope type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should sit on her lap and let her work you like a dummy.
I can be the arms. Yes.
Could
both
100%.
squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
And then squeeze into the camera.
You can start with
But
questions.
yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead and you start. Actually,
Alrighty, since we already got off to a pretty nerdy start, what's your earliest collection memories? Like something like from your childhood that really you're like, I'm gonna have to have all of those. Like, what was that for you?
For who's-
Who gets to go
Well,
first?
everyone.
yeah, both.
Sorry, that was open ended. That's for everyone.
Go ahead, Belgium.
Well, for me, like one of the first memories I have is just like holding either a original Michelangelo or Donatello Playmates action figure. That's like one of the first memories I have. And like the only thing I wanted as a kid was to have turtles. So it's pretty much I've been collecting ever since I was a kid. Like everything that had turtles on it, I needed to have, or I would pick out if we needed to pick out something. If it was like a, like a backpack to go to school with, or a lunchbox, or it would be like, just give me a turtles one. So it's always been turtles. Honestly, and I've kind of been collecting it like even when I was like 14 or 15. I was already like looking at eBay to buy stuff, but I didn't have the money back then. And then when I was like 24, 25, I just decided, I don't even have the money now, but I'm just gonna buy stuff because I like it. So yeah, I've just been collecting turtles all my life, honestly.
Sorry, that was a trouble.
It's okay.
Error, mostly error. Okay.
I
I
think
now
that can work. Like if you mute one of you two, like either you mute your mic or the other one, and then you can actually add in the second video because it will share the same mic.
To do.
I now regret putting on earphones.
Yeah,
I feel like you forgot to say this.
it's like it says I'm muted, but I'm totally not muted.
So I guess I'll hop in and answer the question. My first two memories of toys in general, I want to say is definitely dinosaurs. See this Tyrannosaurus from Definitely Dinosaurs Play School? That's super old school. But I still remember having a tree fort, and I dropped my Tyrannosaurus from Definitely Dinosaurs. It's backwards. There it is. Off of the tree fort, and his tail broke. So in the past 2 years, I recently got my Definitely Dinosaurs Tyrannosaurus back from when I was like 6 or 7 with an unbroken tail. And then after that, it was actually it was still I love dinosaurs. Who didn't? But this Diplodocus from Dino Riders.
Yeah.
I always wanted that growing up, but I was we were very poor, single income family, lifelong preacher's kid in the South, as a matter of fact. So not only a single income, but a very small income. And I got a few of the smaller Dino Riders, but I always saw that Diplodocus on the back and wanted it forever. My parents got it for me for Christmas like 2 years ago. I was the happiest man child ever on Christmas morning, like 2 years ago. As far as turtles go, though, I don't remember how I heard about them, but I'm pretty sure I had the toys and saw the commercials before I was able to watch the cartoon. Like we didn't even have cable; we were that poor. Like I wore Bobo shoes. If you ever got Bobo shoes,
Like the Velcro shoes.
Really poor and
ones?
people pick. Yeah, really poor and people pick on you shoes. I had those like for a real long time.
Dude, that unlocked a memory. I haven't heard about Bobo shoes for like 20, 30 years, man.
Yeah, Bobos. But so as far as turtles go, I just remember wanting the 4 Turtle Brothers, and one of my earliest memories of having turtles was playing with the pizza thrower in our room where we had the piano and stuff. And I played with that pizza thrower so I had it before I had the turtle van too, and it was still to this day one of my favorite vehicles. And I think I remember wanting the 4 Turtle Brothers in part because my mother has told that story so many times. Because I just want the 4 brothers, and we all know where that leads us.
I ended up getting into actually Toxic Crusaders just because where we were, I guess. We were like on the East Coast, military family and stuff, and those were like super, super prevalent there. So I actually saw more of those for a long while than TMNT. TMNT were incredible. When TMNT was like huge, I was in Italy.
Interesting.
So, but I don't remember the hero version of them being a kid. As far as I was concerned, it was just turtles,
Do you think they hear an echo? Do you?
Probably. You guys hear an echo?
Yeah,
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely.
Do you still have like 2 mics on, or is
No,
one off?
the other one's off. Yeah, the other one's totally off.
Do you still have 2 sets of speakers on?
No.
And that is where my IT support skills end.
What's
You
really
try turning it on
in,
and off again.
IT for years.
That's funny.
So, like for me, like I'm not to backpack off what Ben said, but I was a poor kid. So, like everything that I had was hand-me-downs from my brothers, and we took in other kids. So I basically always had like 4 brothers. I always had 4 older brothers in the house, and my sister. So we just basically had whatever hand-me-downs they did. So it was a ton of Ghostbusters and Turtles, and we were happy to have them for sure.
Nice. I'm glad I didn't have to deal with too many hand-me-downs from my sister, because all she had was Barbies and strawberry shortcake.
Oh yeah, that would have been a rough one.
So whatever view you have it on now, I don't know if it's just because it's 4 screens,
but it's perfect. Honestly,
it is.
I would just turn yours off and then just sit next to me because we're gonna be in there. Like we keep it on,
Yeah.
So it keeps the 4 square. Just turn your phone down. You know what I'm saying, and then turn up the volume on the computer.
That's what I was getting at, Amanda. You're picking up what I'm putting down.
I got it. And it's right back to 3. No, you gotta keep the 4 on. So you gotta keep that one on so it keeps the 4 square, so it keeps it like, and then just basically set yours down. Just pretend it's not there.
You can turn the cam off, but have it like still on in the stream. Just turn like mute and stop the cam, but keep it in. Or you can keep the cam on, but I think it needs to be muted and like the speaker needs to be off. Because now we don't have any echo, or at least not on
Right,
my
yeah,
part.
I got all it off. So we're only 22 minutes into it, guys. We're going to get it figured out.
No, like 13, 14 minutes.
There we go, though.
There we go.
You're good.
Fair enough.
Awesome.
Join me, champ. Actually, you might want to adjust the little. There you go.
There we go. Not bad.
Come in. Hop on in.
All right.
Water splash.
So, where's everybody from watching? Like, you can pop it in the comments, right? See, like Florida, Toronto, Alaska. That's awesome.
Nice.
Down under.
Down under.
Down under.
My bucket list.
Well,
my
I'd love
wife
to
doesn't wanna
there
go.
as well.
I
Do they
would
have
too.
turtles
I'm a-
there?
Yeah, they got turtles, but they're very hard to get, and they're even more difficult and more expensive to ship to and from there.
Oh, okay.
Well, Australia. Oh, yeah. Australia's incredibly expensive to ship to. Like,
It's
we have a couple
Scotland.
people there.
that we deal with on a regular basis, and stuff gets stuck for like 6 months, so they have to wait for their turts, man. So we're actually in southern Indiana. We're in Palmyra, Indiana. Ben, where are you at? Can you hear me?
Wilmington, North Carolina.
There you go. He's like, I don't think I want to say that. You could have just said state. Like, you don't have to get the year.
I didn't know if you were talking to me or Belgium there.
Oh, not Belgium. You. Sorry.
It's all
Right, so
good.
you wanna...
Sure. Disclaimer: I was born and raised in Millville, New Jersey. I'm not from here. I don't know if that counts for anything, but I'm just throwing it out there.
So you're a Toxie fan too, then, right? You a big Toxie
100%.
fan?
As I say, like all the best things come from New Jersey. If you think about it, like My Chemical Romance, Jason, Toxie. I think Bruce Springsteen, but I'm not going to confirm that. I'm not familiar with the works.
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith, again, me. I was from there.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
Have you ever heard of the Toxic Avenger musical?
We were just talking about that.
So we had a guy in one of our streams last night and whatnot who said that he was a producer of that.
Or no, he worked on songwriting.
Right. So he, some capacity, like he worked on it. And my first thing was like, do you know Ben Baldwin? He was like, I do not. We asked him like 3 times. I had to like force him to answer. He was like, I don't know him, man.
Well, here's the breakdown of that. It sounds like he was in the upper tier of like the creation of that.
Right.
But then once it's no longer on stage, at least it's this way with Broadway. I don't know if it was the same with wherever Toxic Avenger was on originally, but once it leaves, it's no longer on stage like on Broadway or whatever that rule is. Then other musical companies, theater companies from around the world can buy the rights to it and put on their own version. So in Wilmington, North Carolina, a company called Panache bought the rights to it and put it on here in Wilmington, and that's the one that I played the drums for. Was for that.
I got you. Okay, that makes sense. That's kind of what I was thinking. It was just like separated, like Broadway, off Broadway type situation or something like that.
Rock and roll-licious though. Just awesome, just classic metal and rock songs. Like, loved it, man.
I was sure, just given who you are, that he would know you though, no matter what like level he was at. You know.
I hate to disappoint you, but I'm a nobody, and I also don't know everything about turtles. Sorry.
Yeah, don't the turtle knowledge. I know a little bit. I know a bit, but like, I don't know crazy stuff. I
have another turtle related question if we're on there.
That's fine. Yeah, whatever you got.
Okay, so it could be villain or otherwise. Who, like, out of any of the characters, anybody, like, who would you say that like either you resonate with or is just overall like your favorite out of like the TMNT line?
Like the brothers or like the line?
Like the line.
Right. Okay. Like, so Ed, what's your favorite on that, man?
As far as character, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was talking to Belgium, as you call him.
Go ahead, Belgium.
Like just like characters, like I guess like for me it's just like toy based. I really like the way Mutagen Man looked. In the the original one, left that. He's not the same coolness in the cartoon representation, but I really thought that toy looked awesome. And favorite turtle would be Raph. So there you go.
Same for him.
Exact same answer for me. Yeah. Like,
although as a kid, when I was like 4, I wanted to be the leader, so I wanted to be Leonardo. But as I got older and bitter, I turned.
There
to
you
Raph.
go.
There we go.
Exactly. You can't always be the fun guy. You can't always be the leader. Most of the time, you're just kind of like, oh, damn it.
You know what mine?
You're Donnie.
Yes.
Right, and Worm.
Yes.
All right.
So time for y'all to go on the dating show. Y'all need to register for the dating show.
Oh my god, we'd win some stuff.
Yeah, we would.
But yeah, Mutagen Man, the sculpt of Mutagen Man, like, and just how it operated, like being able to put water, in it and stuff, and little floaters and all that. Like, I absolutely love that thing. And plus, it like crossed different lines for me, since my main thing is Toxic Crusaders. Like, just that whole like 80s, like mutated kind of gross out stuff. Like, that's what I absolutely love. So like, if you throw me a walkabout, I'm just like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad figure. But like, I definitely gravitate towards like the
And with how well
purples, pink,
toxic,
green,
toxic and the
exactly.
playmates meshed together.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, they definitely went with them. But like, that's why I go with Toxic Crusaders, like as far as sculpts go and stuff. But they're all all by Varner. But just how amazing, like Toxie's amazing, but like Junkyard, the stuff they did with those characters are just like ridiculous. The paint scheme on them, the splatter scheme, like sculpting, just absolutely insane. Love that stuff, man. So like I guess really got to a point where like, what was that, 91, I guess, when that was like super. So yeah, so 91 was like my heyday with all that stuff. So that's when it was like peak, like gross out mutant stuff. Like that's the like time period I love for all Playmates, I guess,
Mutation and paint splatters makes for lots of fun.
Makes for fun, So what else you got?
What about Ben's picks? Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, Ben. What about your picks? I'm sorry.
Have that thing that's covering Ben.
See, I told you I was a nobody.
I'm sorry. Ben. I love you.
It's all good. As far as turtles go, it's interesting. I love hearing people's answer to that question and the reasoning behind it, and I've kind of got my own too. But you can see there's in the back is my Mikey focus shelf there. That's all Mikey stuff.
That's why I didn't ask you, Ben, because I already know all of those answers, and I just assumed subconsciously that everybody else did too.
The viewers want to know Ben.
I know.
As well
I'm
as
sorry.
You do.
I know. I'm sorry.
You know my body. Yes. So,
call me what is it? Ed Sheeran.
Oh yeah.
I'm your Ed Sheeran, buddy.
Nice. Yes. So Mikey has always been my favorite turtle. I've never seen myself as Mikey. He's always been my favorite because he's the turtle I wanted to be like. But as a kid, I was homeschooled, a very sheltered preacher's kid. I used to draw, sketch by myself, work on little things, build arts and crafts stuff. I felt more like a Donatello as a kid. And then now in my adulthood, like I'm the annoying stickler, like, hey guys, let's not jump to conclusions. Wait, did you think about it from this perspective yet? So I'm like a total Leonardo, and he's my least favorite turtle. Like, so, yeah. But my favorite is Michelangelo, and that's always been the case. Even as I've grown and changed throughout the years, Mikey has always been my favorite. So,
and for those who don't know, Ben is an awesome, super stellar, accomplished drummer. Definitely don't step to him with the drumming, because he's just awesome.
Thanks, man. I've heard your stuff too. You're no slouch.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate it. Yeah, we should. We talked about we should do a drum off. We'll do one of these where we can get the audio right. We'll do like a drum off, a TMNT based drum off.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. So I had something else I was going to ask. Ben, what do you got, man? As far as like topic points and stuff.
As far as what?
It's just like topic points. Like, you got anything you want to like ask or?
No, well, actually, not specifically. I mean, Amanda can roll with her questions, but my question is not turtle related at all. And I was about to ask. It's a question for Ed's Retro Geek Out. I was going to ask him this backstage as we were talking, because he and I were already geeking out prior to the video going live. But I don't hear an accent. Ed, are you from? I'm an accent guy. I love accents. Australian is my favorite accent. My wife does accents partially for a living sometimes. She's actually an actor. She's done a lot of Shakespeare. She's done a lot of voice acting. We both love accents. I love hearing people's accents and trying to pick out where they're from. Where is your accent?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, like I hear it a little bit. Like his English is like super.
Yeah,
super
I can't say like Thundercats correctly.
You just said it.
Yeah, now I can, because like 4,000 people commented like, oh, you can't pronounce the TH stuff, so I had to learn it. But no, actually, like so I'm from Belgium. I've lived in Belgium all my life, but during some of my formative years, from 9 to 14, I used to hop over to Canada each summer to go to the summer camp, and that's where I spoke to kids every day. It was either English or French, Quebecois, French that I didn't understand at all. So it was English, and it just came from watching Turtles and Simpsons. We don't get like overdubbed stuff over here, at least not back in the 90s. So everything was in English with subtitles. So you kind of just learned English. And
Dude, I can resonate with that in a way.
Yeah, it just kind of came. I don't know, like people always think like I'm American, but I'm not.
That's what I thought, man.
It's just the way I talk, honestly.
Language, like your native language?
Sorry?
Is your main language that you use like everyday native, or do you like use a whole lot of
like the language we do is like a variant on the Dutch that's done in the Netherlands, but it's called Flemish. And
Gotcha.
like if you watch some of the hunt videos, Matthias, who's always coming along with me, or Renzo, they have like a way thicker accent. So it would actually mean like you'd be talking like this a bit more.
Yeah. I was watching something the other day. I got that from him. Yeah. It's a little thicker.
I mean, yeah, it's a bit thicker, but yeah, I don't know.
Are there words for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Flemish? Because I would really like to hear that. Or Cowabunga, any of that stuff. That'd be great.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately not.
Fair enough.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like even though like everything was like Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles,
right?
Like the cartoons over here were still Ninja Turtles, so it's weird. Yeah, we used to call them Ninja Turtles, or Ninja Turtles.
Nice. Well, as far as the accent goes, or the lack thereof, I can actually resonate with that a little bit, because some people who are not from the South can pick up on a little bit of an accent from me. But I was born and raised in the sticks of South Carolina and North Carolina. So I'm a Carolina boy all the way. And people often tell me that I don't have, a thick Southern accent. It comes out if I'm trying to be polite, or I get around some Southerners or whatever. But if I'm trying to articulate and speak to someone and explain something, or somebody that doesn't know me, I'm often more articulate and have less of a Southern drawl. Anyway, so none of that has to do with turtles or toys. I was just curious about that. Amanda, fire at will. What you got?
Thank you.
I tend to agree, though. I don't hear the Southern accent at all. I don't think I have one, and then I listen back with everything I do, and I'm like, oh my God, man, like, how y'all doing today? You want to go on here? We're gonna talk about turtles. Let's do it.
I have a list when I grew up in New Jersey, so my accent is a whole bucket of chaos and its own.
Yours is cute though.
He said that he's like, you look like Drew Barrymore. I'm like, I just have a list, bro. That's it. Like, I just have a list, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, mine's confused. My accent doesn't know where it's from. I've been absolutely everywhere, so it's just like a garble of whatever.
Okay, this is a fun question. What's your best and your worst purchase, like TMNT wise?
Yeah,
like, what's your best and like your coolest purchase, and then one that just turned out to be a bucket of not so wonderful?
That's tough. Okay, I'm gonna answer
the. Sorry, I'll start addressing these questions.
I'm gonna answer that, since Ed's thinking. I'm gonna answer the best purchase, and then I'm gonna have to think about the worst purchase, because I don't associate hardly any toy purchases as being bad. I love them all, and typically when I buy something, like, I don't ever want to sell it. And so I've been in an interesting situation since November of 2019. My busy party band, we did like weddings and festivals and venues and all kinds of things like that. That's what paid for all my toys. I have a day job too, and I kind of just used my cream money on toys. So I didn't buy lots of like toys in lots to sell, and I just procured like each little piece that I wanted here and there. Sometimes got hookups. Most of the time paid maximum retail at the time for it, because it's like I want this and nothing else. I'll pay you more if you don't send me the
Right.
rest of that stuff in that lot. I do not want to deal with selling it. Like,
Right.
anyway,
Right.
so I buy stuff very intentionally. So bad purchases, I don't know. Good purchases, I would have to say, and I'm not a big value collector. I have no problem with value collectors. Value is a part of collecting, no matter what anybody thinks about it. It is a part of it. You know what I mean? You're going to eventually have to pay up for some pieces. It depends on what kind of stuff you collect too. But I'm very open minded about that and try not to judge people about little stuff like that. Everybody collects in their own way. However, although I'm not primarily a value collector, this one just really makes me very happy. It's a first shot hotspot with all the first shot accessories. Can I find it? There it is. And the reason why that is probably, I'm going to say, is my best purchase, that is on a value basis. Again, even though I'm not really a value collector, I just buy what I love. But I got that so early on. I got it at a just dumb price, and it's like my last prototype bargaining chip for whenever some prototype Rocker Turtles pop up that I don't have,
Right.
like a painted hard copy Punker Don and a painted hard copy Classic Rocker Leo are my two very top that I need, and I know they're out there too. That's the other thing with prototypes. You don't know if they exist or not. I know those two are out there, and I want them badly. So this is like my last bargaining chip I'm hanging on to for when one of those comes available. I'm probably going to have to get rid of the hotspot now that I don't have the Drummond money pouring in. So I'm going to say that was my best purchase. I paid less than $1,000 for that thing.
Wow. How long ago did you get that?
3+ years.
That's not even that long ago. Honestly,
they've all tripled or more in value in that time. So
it's been absolutely crazy. I'm still looking for that giant troll mic for you, but again, just up and up. You know, the price on that thing, man, just
that answered one of our viewer questions. Somebody asked, "What's a Grail piece that you're still searching for?" So
yeah, I'm answering for you,
question.
But yeah, like the giant troll TMNT mic, right?
And I guess well, it's not a Grail piece for me, even though it is a Grail piece. I actually despise the Troll Turtles. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not looking forward to paying up for it, because I know I'm going to have to. It's just the way it is. Maybe I'll get lucky, but again, I don't really go hunting for lots and stuff to flip. It's just not my scene. It's not what I enjoy doing. I invest my time in other types of stuff to help the community and my friends and all that kind of stuff. So I just don't have time to be buying and flipping stuff all the time. But yeah, so I guess I kind of answered the Grail questions too, which is Rocker Turtle Protos that I don't have. But the Giant Troll Mikey is the last one that I need to have every Michelangelo vintage that was released from mini to giant. So I've got every mini, regular, and giant, and most variants, except for Giant Troll Mike. So Ed, what about you, brother? What's your one of your favorite purchases or least favorite?
I don't think there's like any least favorite ones.
So that's what I said. I agree.
I honestly don't buy for the value. I just get put off by the value that gets attached to the toys. Right. Yeah, I mean, it's been a journey. Like for me, I started out like really retro collecting with video games. And I was like, I'm not going to get into like toys because, you know, the Toy Hunter show was on and everything was like super expensive portrayed in that show. So I was like, I'm not going to get into that. But then like my girlfriend was like, oh, there's like a Viewmaster reel from Turtles like still on the card. Shouldn't you just pick it up? You know, you like Turtles. So I started picking up Turtle stuff. I should have started picking it up way sooner because I love behind so much cool stuff. But like a couple of like the coolest stuff I bought is like part of a vintage Teenage Mutant Hero Turtle Bandai store display. So I have like one shelf, and ever since I was a kid, I've had like the top thing for it. So I need 4 more shelves in order to recreate what it used to be. And yeah, looking forward to that. I got most of my stuff, like all like the high-end expensive stuff 6 years ago from Kuhn. Was like a huge collector, but unfortunately he had to like sell off most of his collection. And I bought a box Technodrome there, bought stuff that now, like, you know, those prices aren't even possible anymore. And like just last year, I bought the Channel 5 news van in the box for maybe like $180.
Wow.
And
That's a deal. That was a deal even then.
It was missing the green April, but I found April, the green one, at a thrift store for 25 cents.
No kidding.
Wow.
So I already had her. So I was like, I knew like because my cousin had her, like with the news fan, and like he didn't have the news van anymore. So I was like, oh, I should check like your basement and, you know, give it to me. But then all of a sudden, like this guy who does like actual like ghost busting. So he goes out to like investigate paranormally. He started talking to me and it was like, you know, I still have like this stuff, you know, how much you want for this? And I offered him like way more, and it was like, no, you can have this for, you know, 150 like in euros. So I was like, dude, that's awesome. Sure, I'll pay that gladly. I was like, one of my like last because like it's considered a grail, whatever is a grail. I guess like to answer the other question, like one of the grails I want to get, and I'd be seriously into spending cash on, is like a pitch turtle. So that's like
Nice.
the main thing. Yeah.
Okay,
Love to get like hands-on prototypes, but those are all in America. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, and to me, it seems dangerous to ship them because I don't want them to get destroyed or lost or anything.
I agree.
Like, it seems irresponsible to do something like that.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of true. So what's yours though?
So I love anything that's like slasher, horror, scary, you know, spooky. And I recently got a big Matthew Lillard signed screen picture. I got like a sticker that you would get like if you worked on the movie set. I was actually giving it to be a fellow member. They just gave it to me for my birthday, and it was like certificate of authenticity and all this stuff. And I also just got I collect the masks. Like I have every mask you can think of. I just recently got a 90 that mask up there.
Oh yeah, the like licensed Scream mask that
Super
in no way
cool.
looks like the Scream mask,
Loved
but like
it.
they could.
Good purchases.
So those are the ones that are most valuable. But like, but TMNT wise, like what?
I'm not.
Okay, are you
done
segueing there?
anyway.
Okay, I'm sorry. Forcing the segue.
So my
here.
least favorite purchase that I ever got was a giant Freddy vs. Jason signed movie poster, and I had waited and then when I got it, it looked like somebody had just like punched their hand through it.
Yeah.
So I like paper mache'd it back together, blood splattered, broke the glass to make it look like it was intentional, and now it's a conversation piece. But I cried for about 15 minutes when that bad boy came in the mail.
It's on the wall now. She like made it sort of look
really
like
cool.
the glass exploded and it's kind of got blood all over it and stuff. I can't take the camera and show you, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So
that's one of my favorites. That was definitely my least favorite purchase. So still love it. It's great. Just cried a little upon opening, but
yeah, you made the best of it. It's cool now, so could be worse.
Yeah. Oh no, I love it. It's one of my favorite pieces now.
I would like to have. I mean, it's not necessarily a grail in the grand scheme of things, community-wise, but like I want a sealed mutant module, like with a crispy box. That is, I want it so bad. I had one. I was doing conventions and stuff around the area I live in. 2014, 2015, and I think I got one for like $200, mint and sealed box. I mean, like case fresh, nice. And then at some point sold it on eBay. I know, absolutely silly, but I think it ended up going for like $282 in like 2016. So like, flash forward to now, 2021, like that's what value, like a fourth of the value, if not less.
That makes you want to throw up.
Yeah, so it was a little upsetting. Oh, I had a scratch. I had a mint on card scratch too. that I think I got for like 600 around that time. Sold it for about the same to a friend, and then within 2 years, it was like wherever it is now, like 5-6 grand or something. So yeah, would have been nice to have those. Worst purchase. What is my worst purchase? Yeah, again, that's like a non-question.
Maybe it's just me that just cried when their package got destroyed.
I don't have bad purchases. Like, because the purchase itself is fine. Maybe how it arrives kind of sucks, but like.
Yeah,
you
same.
know.
What's funny too is going back to the value thing. I mean, again, I don't hate on people who focus on whatever parts of collecting they enjoy, or even people who flip toys to pay for their habit. I mean, that's a lot better than, getting into financial trouble or causing other types of problems in your life or whatever. But I think all of us kind of resonate with this, no matter your opinion on value collectors or not. None of us are that, but we all still appreciate the F out of getting a good deal on something that we know the value is way up there on. So like, even, I've heard all of us now have, at least the guys, maybe that's a dad guy thing, even though I'm not a dad, I am a guy. Maybe that's like a guy thing where like, yeah, I got this total deal on this. Maybe that's a dude thing. I don't know, but it's funny that we all still appreciate, getting a good deal on something, or whether it was off current market value or something we got, way back in the day or whatever. I think everybody can appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, did you get any good deals at the convention a couple weeks ago in Belgium?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Like I found like my first was it like Ninja Coil turtle?
Oh yeah,
Coil Force.
I had never seen that before. I was like, what is this thing? It looks awesome. So I thought that was cool. Just
They
like,
are pretty
finding after 92 in Belgium is already tough. So
why is that? Why is it difficult to like find it after that time period?
It's just less of it out here, and not everything got an international release as well.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. I don't think I've ever actually owned a Coil Force either, and I'm sure there were tons of them here for a long time. So,
funny enough,
you have.
I think
6.
The Coil Force aren't like highly known, and so therefore I think, they are. I don't think there's as many of them out there as one might think. I just don't think
the production run is way lower than, even a scratch or anything like that. So
so they might not be a grail, but that just comes all back to, desirability and all that, because I've hardly ever seen, how many lots do we see for sale on Facebook every day, just scrolling about, hundreds a week or month probably, of lots. Do you ever see a Coil Force laying in there? I don't.
No. Yeah, no. Honestly, like I've never even just getting lots or like deals or buying stuff local shows. Like I've never really come across one where I've had it. Like,
nope.
And it's never been on my radar to buy one. Like I have to have that. So yeah, it's just I've never come across it. That's true.
The only reason I know about it is because I had to have one for my all vintage Mikey run.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's the only reason I know about that thing. Everything's backwards. This is hard. This is very hard.
Oh yeah. I know. Oh, I don't care for that. Okay.
For me, it's just like whenever I can find like a turtle I don't have, I'll buy it if it's like right in front of me. I don't really enjoy like buying online, or unless it's like a cool trade you do with another toy collector, and then waiting for shipping. But like just going on eBay and buying stuff, or like even through Facebook groups, or I just don't do that.
Now that
I enjoy being there and being in the moment of I see it, and I don't even care what the price is at that point or what the value is. Sometimes I'll pay more than like if it's something that would be on Facebook for $5, I'd be like, oh, 15, okay, I'll buy it because it's right here. I don't have to like be with the hassle of shipping it and all that.
That's actually an interesting that's an interesting topic as far as how because we all know each other through Facebook, and
Right.
I primarily use Facebook now, just for the groups and whatnot. But it's really funny that you should say that, Ed, because even though we all enjoy, I guess, a different purchasing experience, I enjoy in person too. I love it. I'll absolutely pay a little bit more for something. If it's right there, I can look at the value. It'll fit into my suitcase. Flying back from whatever convention that I occasionally go to. I actually don't go to a ton of toy shows. Like, I went to my first toy show or con whatsoever back, I think, in like 2014 or something. So where I was going with that is, the only reason I'm here speaking with any of you and that I know anybody online is because I went to that first convention back in 2014 when I first started collecting as an adult. Again, my parents were retiring. I went back, got all my stuff out of their storage because they were moving out of that house. And I hadn't collected in about 13 to 15 years. It was like college and post-college years when I didn't have anywhere to put anything. It was all in storage, whatever. As soon as I got my toys back from my parents' house after 15 years and displayed them in my own home, I immediately started collecting again, like zero time had passed by. And I went to my first convention, and a vendor at the convention, it was actually my vintage and modern Star Wars collection, believe it or not. I sold all my turtles and started from nothing, started from scratch, but not with scratch. But so I started with nothing with my turtles collection, but it was actually my vintage Star Wars collection that I was trying to complete. And I went to this it was a convention in Raleigh or Cary. And one of the vendors who I bought my Rancor from, which I'm actually looking right in front of me, it's just hard to move this phone around. He told me about the Imperial Commissary, which is a Facebook group, probably the safest, most popular, nicest, kindest, specifically vintage Star Wars group out there. And that's how I got introduced to online toy collecting. And that's where most of my collection and most of my friends came from these days. So it's just interesting, like how we all kind of have a different adventure. Ed, what brought you to the interwebs with toys? Because for me, it was actually buying toys online that brought me here.
Was it Jordan Hembrough? Toy Hunter. Did you start getting into like toy collecting and all that stuff when the Toy Hunter was getting like sort of well known and all that?
Well, I was already. I went to like a Comic-Con with the bassist from like an old band, and I found like the NES game Turtles, and then he said like, you can go to a flea market and pick up an NES for like $10 or something like that. So did that the following week, bought like 5 more NES games, which now would be like, really expensive.
Yeah.
But this was like back in 2009, 2010 that I was doing that. So,
Nice.
And from there, I got into like researching it. So at like a really boring desk job. And what I would do is like look up documentaries on YouTube, and I ended up watching AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd, learning about that stuff. And he and Mike Matei would sometimes like show off their vintage toy collections. And I got into Game Chasers, which is like the primary reason I actually do YouTube, because I love that show. Got into Pixel Dan, all those YouTubers, and that's how I got into like, the YouTube thing. And then when I started collecting turtles, there were like a couple of guys in Belgium that showed me the way to a couple Facebook groups, and I always keep getting invited to groups, and I say yes, but I'm hardly ever in there, apart from like maybe 2 or 3 TMNT groups I frequently visit, just to watch what they have going on and learn about things, honestly. So that's what got me there. Just like for me, like 2008, 2009, like definitely like in 2007 when I started going to college, is when I started to like feel liberated in what I wanted to see. So that's like the first time I saw Star Wars movies.
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
Like it's weird, but that's the way it was. So I got into like everything that that was like geeky, like horror movies. I was like into it before, but it wasn't like widely available to me because my parents wouldn't watch stuff like that. And so yeah, I got into all that, like that geeky stuff, like the comics and everything. But like this was pre Big Bang Theory, pre like
when it was
this
cool
is
to
geek.
like
This is like actual geek stuff before,
Right.
like, and then you had like Toy Hunter coming on, and it's like, oh, look at these, you know. It's not as bad as like what they did to, was it Michelle Ivy, like with the Obsessed.
Yeah,
thing.
the Fanatic, MTV.
Yeah,
Fanatic.
like it's not as bad as that, but like at least like Jordan, he like kind of like made like a frame for, no, this is an actual business for some people. This is actually,
Right.
you know, about money. There's a story behind the toys and everything.
Right.
So
right.
yeah. The question was what got me to groups.
I think we.
I guess, you know,
that
like
was a great answer.
you just roll into it because, you know, technology changes, and you know that's when you end up online, and in order to promote the YouTube, so it's like everything coming together. Like everyone's on YouTube, I guess, or on Facebook. And
Well, no, you
yeah.
did answer the question though, because what led you here in general, and I guess in your adult life, or leading up to your adult life and now your adult life, what got you into it was the YouTubers and the information that was online in general, even though it was pre Facebook. So you pretty much answered my question. I was just kind of wondering what your gateway was, I guess, as an adult into, you know, where we are now talking on this video. So you answered the question, and it was interesting.
Okay.
I love hearing everybody's stories. What about you guys?
Honestly, we're pretty much the same. And the reason I was asking you about Jordan Hembrow is because I don't know. I saw some ad or something for like a TMNT toy, like an eBay ad, and then I just was rocked with this like nostalgia and this like unlocked memory, and I was like, oh yeah. And then it got me thinking about like the Swamp Thing lines and all this and that. And then right about the same time is when the Toy Hunter came out, which I think was on like Travel Channel or something. So for whatever reason, even though a lot of it was, you know, a lot of it was kind of silly and tongue in cheek, like not for like real collectors, but just something about it like unlocked something for me. And I just decided that I was gonna start doing conventions and stuff. That, you know, that's where I met Michelle Ivy. I think 2014 Fandom Fest in Louisville, and I just for whatever reason I had that memory of that Fanatic episode. And since my logo, as you know, obviously is TMNT centric, she kind of came up to my booth, and then we just I was like, oh hey, you know, like I remember you, or you know, I remember that show and this and that. And then that just kind of died off for a couple of years. It got harder to do conventions around here. A lot of people were struggling to like keep them going. So it was just, instead of there being like one that was happening or a few that were happening every year, it was just a brand new one or a set of new ones every year. So I kind of got out of that. And I just got nostalgic for it one day, actually, after I met her.
Would you say that
not even a couple
when
years
you came in and saw my wonderful collections that I had on every wall, and you're like, well, by George, I do that too.
But
thank you.
But yeah, so I had this massive collection of, I mean, everything. TMNT, G.I. Joe. I mean, like Defiance, flags. I mean, just massive play sets and stuff.
Oh, that's really what it started with you when you were like going through all that G.I. Joe stuff.
We pulled all the stuff out, and then got to just kind of selling it.
Fun.
And I wasn't looking to make like some crazy profit or this and that. Like, it was just like, this stuff's been sitting here. Somebody should enjoy it. Yeah. And then we just had so much fun in the Facebook communities and the people that we met that at a certain point we're like, we have to keep this going. We have to keep this going somehow, because I'm sitting here looking at what I have left out of my actual collection, and I'm like, yeah, this is going to be over pretty soon, you know. So that's kind of what like led me and her too, really, into these groups and stuff, to meet you guys and other people, to just, I don't know, just something enjoyable about the similarities we share in our stories,
like-minded people.
You know, it's just nice to have all that. So that's kind of what led me to that, and it's kept me in it and stuff up to this point. It's just, I like to meet people, I like to talk to people about stuff and share experiences and cool toys and whatnot. So
I can relate with that, man, because come for the toys, stay for the community.
Come for the toys, stay for the boys.
Right.
Put that on a t-shirt, please.
And you're not talking about your,
No. Well,
Anyway,
it's just like a novel or something. I'm gonna or like a song. I'll let the listener or reader decide what it's supposed to mean for them.
Nice. Well, it's funny you should say that though about as far as meeting everybody and everything like that, because certainly that's what made me stay. I mean, I started off collecting, like I said, vintage Star Wars.
It looks like we're freezing. Not sure what's going
on. You guys are frozen.
I think it's just the image, but now you're back.
His screen grab is fine. Poor Ben. Let him cycle back through. It happens. It happens sometimes on StreamYard. I've seen it before. So like we're all there. We're just not.
Did you screen grab me with a with an O-face?
I'm gonna end on that. Like.
Oh yeah, you guys are freezing in and out. Ed, you're not freezing for me though. I don't look like I'm freezing, and you don't look like you're freezing.
Yeah, but
it's fine.
I think the audio is still like.
It's still showing that it's live, but
yeah,
it's still live.
I'm pretty sure it's just the host's video. The audio seems fine to me all around.
Indeed.
But yeah, so I've definitely stayed for the community. I would say like 90% of my activity online is completely community related and has nothing to do with me buying or even looking for toys at this point.
Okay. All right.
It's a very small.
So you have like set your boundaries for the collection in one way, and like whatever comes along that might be interesting, you'll buy. But there's not that much left anymore for you to go out on, or is that what you're saying?
It is. For me, there's not that much left, and yes, you actually hit all the nails on the head. There's not a ton left, and that is because I've set my boundaries. I decided I'm not going, when I was doing vintage Star Wars, I was doing it completionist mode. I started my vintage collection hunting in flea markets as a kid, buying Power of the Force 2 stuff off the shelves at the same time. I was buying modern and vintage like at the same time. I always loved toy hunting. Even after I stopped playing with toys, I still, even through high school, like had all my toys on shelves set up in scenes from the movies and stuff. Like I always loved it. I never stopped until I went to college and separated myself from my whole collection. That's when I kind of stopped. But nowadays, after I pretty much finished my vintage Star Wars collection, I'm missing like an Ewok battle wagon and 2 or 3 blasters, and then I'll have all my vintage Star Wars. One example at least of everything. I didn't do variants and stuff like that, but I completed the collection with playsets, vehicles, and figures, except for those 2 or 3 blasters and the battle wagon. Then I moved to Turtles, and I decided with Turtles, you know what? I'm not going to go completionist mode. I'm going to buy what I like, buy what's fun. And then about 3 years into collecting Turtles, I narrowed it down even further from that and started selling stuff that wasn't within my rock and roll Ninja Turtle focus.
So, like, is this like partially where you would hunt it at flea markets or anything, or is this like just conventions or anywhere? Like,
I primarily buy online because my friends who know what I'm looking for, they're like, "Oh, look at this crazy rocker turtle foreign item that I've never seen," and they'll send me the eBay link, and either I have it or I'll get it.
Because for me, it's like I used to do the retro gaming a lot, but I just bought so much that I kind of like hit a ceiling where it's either price or rarity that I just don't come across it. And knowing that I'll only buy it at a flea market or a convention, or very rarely online, or through a trade, I'm just like, well, it's not enough to go out for retro games anymore. So if I go to a flea market, like if I go to to a couple flea markets during the weekend. I need something else, and that's when I started doing the toys, which was liberating because again, you could come home with like bags full of stuff, new stuff that you've never had. So yeah, that's why I was kind of like testing it out with you. Like, are you in the same thing as me with that? So
yeah, my focuses are very
like
narrow.
you change your focus around like every once in a while, obviously, but it's in order to keep the collecting interesting, I guess.
It's not only to keep the focuses are a great idea for a lot of reasons. For collecting focuses, for one, it enables you to dabble in every field. Like I have a rocker turtle focus, so I'm not an MOC collector, but I do have the rocker turtle MOCs, and I'm buying the hero turtle MOCs, and now I'm getting into foreign stuff because of my rocker turtle focus. I've gotten into prototype. The only prototypes I have left, except for that first shot hotspot, the only prototypes I have left are my rocker turtles. I even have some original art, like some Ryan Brown original painting and sketch that I've got, and it's all because of my rocker turtle focus. You know, I've got loose figures, I've got a ton of customs, so you can dabble in all these different collecting fields if you have a certain focus. And the other reason why it's good is because it protects you from spending too much money and ending up with a house full of stuff you ain't got nowhere for.
Oh, I'm in that.
Can you guys hear us now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A little bit. Sure. Hey, I had a question for you. So you know, like the Topps blue card packs of trading cards.
You're right there.
Yeah. Actually, here.
I found this yesterday. I was picking, and the guy, he's like, "You're the girl that likes turtles. I have something for you. Do you like the cards?" And I was like, "Yes, I like
shipper
cards."
box.
And he's like, "Well, take a look at these."
Hero.
Yeah.
And I got a really good deal on them.
So I was curious, like, are those all heroes?
I'm pretty sure they're all hero
when
turtles.
they come like
in the
these
blue packs.
in these like little separate packs.
I've seen those, but I think those are like already compiled, that they have everything in there.
They're like self-contained.
Because like they're not like the wax packs where you don't know what you're gonna get. This is actually a compiled one that has everything already.
Well, I guess what I'm saying, like, but are they all hero sets when they come like this?
Like, do any of them say TMNT?
Well, does it say so on?
I mean, I've looked it up. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think he's asking, does it say hero turtles on the actual individual packages?
Yeah, all individually case, everything I've looked at, all I can find
is hero. What's the country of origin like on there on the back?
It says that it was in Ireland.
Yeah, Ireland.
Yeah, see, there you go.
So, like, I know they would be hero version.
So, are you saying, like, do you know if there's any American version?
Yeah, like, have you?
Is that what you're asking? Okay.
Yeah. Have you actually seen TMNT versions of those? Because
of the blue packs, I'm not sure, but I've seen. I think this one has like the Mega Drive variant of the cover on there, and I think I've seen blue ones that have like a more dangerous, more American-y image on the front. That's like the really happy turtles you got on there, right?
No, they're a little grumpy, but poor Mike, as always, doesn't have his nunchucks. He just has empty hands.
Those would actually be the same. Okay.
Now, well, here, how about this? Here,
on the back. That's what I was.
That's super happy turtles. They look a little pissy in the front. Like, I'm not quite sure.
I've seen others before, so it would depend. It's funny because like we get the USA ones over here all the time, but we don't see those.
That is funny. Yeah, guys, he's like, I got a whole box. You're the girl that likes the turtles, right? That would be me.
Hero stuff has not been. I mean, for me and doing cons and stuff wasn't always huge, but like I feel like it's gaining momentum.
Yeah, certainly. And it seems to me like whatever happens, happens to be popular, like whether it be like a Technodrome at that given time, like that's what everybody wants. And like, oh no, yeah, I totally want one too. So the price is gonna go up for like that particular item. Like he's brought up like the newsvans. Like I didn't really hear very much about them. That's all I've heard for the last like 6 or 8 months is like newsvan.
Yeah, and then like now imagine having a news van with a whole different like thing on the front of it. And then you find 2 more like that. So you just keep going. It's an addiction. Mm-hmm. Oh, did Ben drop out?
I'm here.
I don't know.
Oh, your
but we
camera's
can't
off.
see the camera anymore.
I just see a little circle. I need that pretty face. Give me that pretty face back, Ben. There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
I had to check work stuff real quick.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I had a viewer question that kind of goes back to the coil force thing. The viewer Ruxin asked, wasn't one of the coil force called like the first one?
I have no idea, Ben.
I've never heard
Any insight, Ed?
I
Well,
don't
Ed
know, but
never seen him.
I'd look into it.
I wonder what.
I'll look into
I don't want to
that.
just lead them to Google. I'm hoping one of you gents has the answer.
I know, like the Ninja Action Michelangelo, he got banned for whatever reason. I don't know. Like, it's still unsure. There's supposedly an article where it says like it has some type of metal that makes the foot heavier. It's like a lead that's in there, and they like took away all the lead out of toys at one point, and that was one of the ones. Yeah, so Ninja Action Mike was, but yeah, I think the Coil Force they were okay. So Turtle Chris, he knows. Yeah,
it could have been a marketing thing, like Hero Action doesn't really sound too good, so no soup for you.
Oh no, I mean we got all the Ninja Action ones with like a Teenage Mutant Hero Turtle logo on top of it, which doesn't make sense. But like even in our like little catalogs, we didn't have Michelangelo featured in it.
I know, that's so terrible.
Yeah, that's what he just said. He's like, I think that he was referring to the Ninja Action from Michael.
Which I've tried to understand, because it's like swords, check, not a problem. Size, not a problem. Big stick, not a problem. Nunchucks, that's too far. Like,
yeah, like seriously, why aren't the stabby, cutty, mutilating, beheading capable weapons the ones that you have an issue with? I never understood that.
It's the affiliation with the word ninja, right? That they saw.
It has something to do with the UK putting like a ban on it, on anything that has to do with ninja, because it's like partially criminal, and a nunchuck is like an illegal weapon there. So
okay. See, I always thought it was like, instead of it being like more of a violent illegal thing, that it was more of like a derogatory term. But I guess that probably wouldn't be true like in the late mid 80s. Like
they even like changed like the cartoons around. Like you wouldn't see nunchucks. You would have like the grapple hook thing that they would use later on, and even like in the second movie, like he uses the hot dogs or like the sausages.
Sausages. That's what I just said.
Yeah, I know.
Like they're not even in there in the UK when it got released to the theaters.
They weren't in there on the Secret of the Use anywhere. Like, parents complained after the first one, and so that was there.
But that's the way I remember it, like seeing it with the sausage nunchuck. So it's weird, I guess.
And there was no no wordy dirds in the second movie either.
Yeah.
I think that was mostly just parents in the United States complaining. I don't know if that had anything to do with overseas distribution and whatever. I think all the parents were pissed about that.
But the first movie is like an independent one, and the second one they went to Warner or Universal, whatever. So they had like a tighter ship of CEOs coming down on them about certain decisions, I guess, to make it.
I thought they were both Golden Harvest.
They're both Golden Harvest, like New Line Cinema released, but
New Line, yeah.
But there might have been, so as far from what I understand, it wasn't like it wasn't about like the production company. It was literally that people were just complaining because of the Raphael and his potty mouth and whatnot, and the like grittiness of the first one. Like, people didn't like that. So instead of like finding a comfortable middle ground, though, they were just like, just give them sausages, and just give them sausages. Have somebody boop a clown. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, so like even the sausages didn't make it into the UK because it looked like nunchucks too much.
Really?
Seriously?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
We draw the line at sausages around here.
You already said that, like so even those didn't make it into the UK
close.
Version. That's crazy.
Well, because they're accessible and they don't want kids to whop each other with sausages.
What are you boys doing with those sausages?
Yeah.
Oh, we're curious, Mom.
Man, no combat cold cuts. That is ice cold.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't know that. I didn't
Cut.
know those were like completely taken out of the European version. It's crazy.
He's
Me
just
neither.
swinging his hand.
Ben, have you ever actually seen any of the European releases of any of those? Because I have not.
Nope.
Ed, you should hook us up with that somehow.
I've seen like only an American one, so it's
Oh well,
kind of weird.
really? Well, but you said they took them out of like the European releases
Yeah,
and
it's,
stuff. Like,
it's
so-
what I've read of. It's what I've seen
Oh, I got you.
confirmed
I got you.
apparently. So yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know
But
that.
like my granddad, he would like get them off of some type of video thing, I guess illegally. And he would like videotape it, and then I could watch it, and yeah.
The cops show up and they're like, as long as you're not talking about sausages or ninjas, it's okay. Like, just don't do it again. All right, so we have.
Oh,
Sorry, one other question or
so
from comments. I
if
guess.
this could be like toy lines or even like different like specific lines from the TMNT line. Were there any ones in your opinion that like missed the mark or like that were like they really tried something with there, but it just like didn't fit, like for like bad articulation reasons or just like aesthetically they don't look good or
Oh my God, Foot Soldier, Shredder.
yeah, he's never gonna stand up.
I've got some answers to that right off the bat, so I'll just go ahead and hop in here. I think the Toon Turtles
I
look
was just about to say that, me too.
terrible,
They're
and it
so
sucks
ugly.
because the cards were so beautiful, and
Yeah.
of course I knew of Turtles first through the cartoon, so that was my first Turtle love was the commercials and the cartoon, so I was all excited for it. They nailed the human characters. They're perfect. The human characters from the vintage Toon line are great, and I never had them as a kid, so of course I always wanted them, and I got them, and that's great. But the Toon Turtles themselves, I really just think they massively missed the mark on. I don't know what they were going for. They don't look like the cartoon. They just look like this hideous, just weird.
They're so ugly.
They're so weird. And the other ones I don't like are the like the Road Ready mutations. They just look like a square with turtle heads and limbs on them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not a fan of those.
I don't care for those
Same.
either. Ed, what do you think?
Well, I think like the Toon Turtles are actually the wacky action ones because that's when they went like we needed to be more kid friendly, more like attitude like the cartoon. So the next line they put out was wacky action, and like definitely the Mikey, he resembles that playfulness from the cartoon. So when they came around to doing the Toon ones, for Turtles it can really go anywhere. They look kind of weird, but I do kind of enjoy them.
I mean, they're not the worst. I've seen worse. I would say
I never got into like the super mutants.
that was like after my time.
It
Like
was so weird
liking
seeing
it.
that. Like I do like the Turtle Saint. That's when I bought like on eBay.
Right.
Because it's just so weird. Like looking at that Japanese manga thing. That was like, what is this thing? It's got wings. What?
They were trying. It just.
I was like,
were trying.
whoa. But like the weird thing is like they bring it over to America and Europe and it's the super mutants.
Right.
But in the in Japan, they actually put out the Super Mutants Deluxe or something, where they have like an extra like shell that comes around them and you can flip around the head as well. And
there you
they actually look like turtles again, or they look like the regular mutations, which I think did very well in Japan.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that was the thing. I think I saw
Yeah,
that
so the one he has over there, the like in the box, that one comes with like a back and a different head. So it kind of functions as like a mutations turtle. And
right.
they look pretty funny. I mean, those I would have been into. I like the Shredders as well that came out in the Super Mutants or like that manga line. But apart from that, where did they miss the mark?
I have an
I don't know.
unpopular.
I like all of them. Like I like the movie turtles. I like the head
Love the
dropping
movie
ones. I thought were awesome, but like
Oh,
my
head
all-time
dropping-
favorites
head
are
dropping
like the
ones.
storage shell ones. I don't know why, but I
The
just
head
love
sculpt, the
The
face
sculpt.
sculpt,
That
Those
sculpt
are the
was
best
the
sculpts
faces.
ever. Yeah,
ridiculous.
like Foreigner, they did like that you can order sketches, and one of it
Yeah.
was like these are the heads that you can use. So I ordered that sketch right away to hang up because they kind of resembled the way they sculpted the storage shell ones.
Yeah.
You guys might appreciate this regarding the storage shell. It's hard for me to tell if you can see it or not, but these are my let's see if I can get it here. Those are my as I call them turtle dicks. Dick Tracy combined
Nick
with
Tracy ones.
but check it out. Of course I picked the storage shelf heads
Oh yeah.
Oh,
to use
yeah.
on all my turtle
That's
dicks.
Are those from Billy?
Nah, I made all my turtle dicks except for the Don the Dick Turtelli Ray Fillet. Daniel Barnes made that one, and then there's like 2 or 3 others in there.
That's
Kurt
awesome.
Mills made me an ace duck. I think Matthew Thompson did, and there's one this scratch. God, it's really hard for me to see, but this scratch Daniel Barnes made as well. But most of these I made myself. There's a few gifts from folks in there, but
Right. Yeah, those are nice, man.
That's really cool.
But
I love those
since-
head sculpts though. You're right about that. They're awesome.
or pizza tossing too. Pizza tossing sculpts, like the porous
They
Oh,
texture
yeah.
and stuff on their faces, and just the bulkiness is ridiculous. Like I never had those as a kid, but like love them. Real quick, I just want to add though,
Yeah.
unpopular opinion, but some of the worst sculpts I think are actually the head dropping. That's probably like one of my least enjoyable. The card backs for
Their
them.
heads are tiny little heads.
Well, and Dawn's like very like one eye is doing something and one eye is kind of confused a different way. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that and like the card back with like the white and red sort of like bubble. I don't know. Most people are like, I love those, but like aesthetically, I just
The action is cool on them, but I agree that the sculpts leave something to be desired.
for sure. They got them until they were like stride like after that. The studio. So I think we have another question.
This is my
here real
last
quick.
one.
And
This
then
one's a
we
good
won't
one,
keep you
though.
guys too much longer because it was supposed to be I think 30 minutes. We went for like an hour and 15 or something. So
This one, so like say that you hit the lottery tomorrow and like money is not an option.
Oh, yeah.
Is there like a toy line that maybe you've never dabbled in, but you're like, but they're super cool looking, and then you could like just complete the collection and display it in your house? Like, what would it be? Something that you don't really have a lot of, but like if you could start to fit. Mine's Stone Warriors. Those things are so cool.
whoever wants to start with that, Ben, I think I know what line you probably want to complete.
You might. I don't know. I already collect a lot of toy lines. I have exactly one complete thing or figure at least from both of these toy lines, but I would go first Dino Riders. I only have the Diplodocus and like one pterodactyl or something, and then a few of the minifigures right now, or they're regular figures, although they are minis. They are the regular stuff. So I'd go Dino Riders first, and then probably Cowboys of Moo Mesa second.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, those are
That's
super
a
cool.
solid choice. Yeah, for sure. Ed, what do you got?
Oh, like I think if you win the lottery, you just buy everything.
Yeah.
It wouldn't. I would just buy anything I want. Like if I'd have to narrow it down to a toy line I don't have anything of, it would be Exo Squad because those look freaking awesome. But as far as goals, it would be just more Turtles or Master of the Universe stuff, honestly. And all of the other toy lines I collect.
Same.
I don't think I've seen a lot of your Motu stuff. Like, do you have a pretty substantial like Motu collection stuff, vintage?
I do believe I do.
I do believe
He's gonna pull the curtain back now. He pulls the curtain back to reveal.
No,
like,
so actually, like we're
Carnival
renovating.
entire time.
We're like renovating the house, so I'm not actually in the house. Like even the videos now have like a giant backdrop. I pop over here, but I didn't have enough time.
You just got to grab that backdrop that you used for the Belgium Con show, man, or the one right before it, or whatever.
Or
I know,
some
I have it
vintage
right- I have it
turtle bed
I have it
sheets.
like up there, but I
Gotta
didn't have
hang it,
enough
Ed.
time to like hang it you know.
Yeah, I know.
So
You just got to get some vintage bed sheets and curtains. I know there's turtles in He-Man. I think bed sheets and curtains.
Oh yeah,
So-
I have some of that, but yeah, no, like I have some good stuff. Like I got Scare Glow. I got like the Rotar and the other Twistoid dude. I have a boxed Eternia. So
Wow.
that's like one of the things I bought.
Like sealed
last-
or like, I mean,
like-
not that it matters. Like, is
no,
it
it's
sealed?
it's open, but like, so I got it. I went to pick it up, and then we started renovating. So it's like locked inside the room. I still haven't found time to do a video on it or check if it's even complete. So,
all right. So you guys are getting like new information here, like upcoming stuff that we're not even aware of.
well, it's on Instagram. I mean,
Yeah, well.
like, yeah. So, but like the Instagram line and the actual release date of videos, it's sometimes is like 3 months in between.
Yeah.
You're
Because,
you're
like-
embarrassing
like
him
the
in front of the wizard.
Yeah.
Like the toy history videos, they take so long to make, and they always get like even now, like it should have been done on Monday, like a new one, but I think it's gonna take until next Monday, which means the video I have to do on Boglins that I've been putting off for a month and a half is gonna get pushed again. And this weekend we have another convention, which means that video is gonna get pushed. So everything just gets freaking pushed all the time, and
So
I
to
don't
all
have
of
time
Ed's,
to do stuff.
all of Ed's watchers out there, I'm sorry that I've taken up more of his time, so that he can't put those videos up.
That's why I stopped doing like most of the live stream stuff. But
Yeah, imagine
yeah,
there's
I wanted to
still-
talk to you guys. So
Well, we appreciate it. I think we probably be good here. Yeah.
Yeah.
We will after the fact edit.
So where
all
can
the
we
nonsense out
where
in the
can we
beginning.
find you guys? Like socials and things.
Yeah. So what's the socials? It's the show.
well,
Belgium?
you can find me in Belgium.
He just go to Belgium.
If that's too far away, you can always go to my Instagram or my Twitter or my Facebook or my YouTube channel. I sometimes make videos on toys and turtles, and it's all on at Ed's Retro Geek Out. So that should get you right there. And yeah, otherwise Belgium, just come on over.
Otherwise,
It's not that
right to
big.
Belgium. Ask
Just
for Ed.
kind of,
they'll
yeah.
point
They're
you in
like,
the right
oh, Ed.
direction.
Yeah, right, dude. Come on, we got you. Like,
They're like, oh yeah, it's the guy that likes turtles. Come on, I guess.
Ben, you got anything you want to plug? Any socials? Anything? Or are you just kind of good, just being awesome like you are?
I'm not really a promoter or guy
Right.
that does stuff, so no.
Don't go to Belgium and look for Ben.
You've done stuff today. So okay. Well, in here, if anybody wants to find us, we're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all that stuff. Toy Stash or the toy underscore stash. So yeah, check us out there. We appreciate your guys' time. You guys have anything else to add, or you just want to kind of wrap it up?
I am actually obviously on Facebook, just my regular ass name, Benjamin Baldwin is my name. If anybody ever wants to hit me up, I know stuff about rocker turtles, and I can encourage you to be a better person in the toy community. So I may not tell you what you want to hear, but I might tell you what you need to hear.
And he also beats those skins and makes some sick ass beats. So
And make
Yeah.
turtle dance. So
Exactly.
you don't want to miss any of that action.
for sure. Let's get this is a Christmas card.
Oh, I just took a while to wrap up. It's like we're done
That's
with
okay.
chance.
That's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you all for participating and joining and watching along and talking turtles and toys with us. We had a great time, and we look forward to talking more turtles in the future.
All right, y'all. We appreciate you.
This has been your AccuWeather forecast.
All right, peace out.
Signing off.
All
I
right,
don't know
guys.
how to sign off. Have a great one, guys. Thanks for
Have a
coming.
good one.
Cowabunga!
Go,
Love it here.
Oh,
We're
it's just
still
me and you
live.
again, Ed.
We're still live, by the way.
So this is the part while we're still live in Facebook and we say things we're not supposed to. Hey, buddy, I'd love to have an after party with you sometime. Hit me up, okay?
Okay. Do we stay in here, or what happens to the stream when there's nobody in the stream? Does it end, or?
All I know is that you don't cross the streams. That's all. That's where my stream
Okay.
knowledge ends.
All right.
I'm not even a Ghostbusters guy, but that was a Ghostbusters joke. Thanks.
Okay, man.
I
Yeah,
enjoyed
I'll talk to you soon.
chatting with you, buddy. Yeah, you too, man.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Thanks.
Peace.
See you later. Bye.